got any more gigs, tours coming up? Anything booked?
The second we've got one last gig before the end of the year, as it stands, at the Maze on the 29th of this month.
Yeah.
On Thursday, yeah. There's that. I think unless something really cool comes along, we're pretty much taking December off because we lose him to Spalding because of university. 2 weeks.
It's like a black hole.
Yeah, it's
like
a void.
A black hole.
And then in December we're doing a lot more recording for the album. So focusing on finishing the album. In January we get back onto the road for we're doing these festivals next summer, Macamina, in
York, Leeds, Birmingham, Sheffield,
Nottingham. I think that was in order. Wow, I'm proud.
Wow.
But we've got these festivals next summer, but there's some I guess warm-up shows for them in January and February. And so we're doing
Those days
Birmingham, Sheffield, Nottingham.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
We're doing those 3 in January, Feb, and then sometime around then we're looking at booking another DIY tour again, just because it's so much fun, and we get to take Generation Freak and stuff.
It's a lot of work, but when you get to pick your lineup and stuff,
when you get to be king of what's happening, it's awesome. But then just sort of trundling along until June, and then we start the Macamina festivals in the summer season of hopefully some more festivals.
That's awesome. I might have to tag along at some point. What's your longest tour that you've done so far, would you say? The South one? Or?
Yeah, I mean, that was, we aimed for I think we shot for 7 dates and ended up getting 3. Because
this totally counts as a tour.
Yeah, this totally counts as a tour. Part 2, that one was.
Oh, yeah.
Because it ends up being trying to find places to play that will take us is difficult, and then you sort of hit the wall of places that are trying to charge you to play and that. And we're pretty much firm believers now in don't pay to play. Because
I see a Pokemon box up there.
I hope there is. But yeah, we don't do pay to play. I mean, one of the shows we ended up paying some money to book the venue out, but it meant
we didn't mind doing that because we charged on the door.
Yeah, we charged on the door.
Recoup.
But hopefully the next one we're going to get someone involved helping us book it, and hopefully get a bit further afield and play more dates to more people.
Yeah. What's your highlight of the year as a band so far?
Ooh.
Quite late in the year now.
It's been a good year.
Yeah. This has been the year, really, because we only had 2 gigs last year, didn't we?
I gotta say, the last one was great fun in Mansfield.
Oh, that's one of the best live shows I think we've ever played.
Yeah. Other than that, it's Freak Fest.
Hands down, Freak Fest. Because I mean, that went from playing. It was put together by our good friends in Generation Freak, and it was a
shout out to those guys.
Yeah, they're great. Hena Working Men's Club, and I mean, it was like an old
village hall
stage
pub
thing. I mean, there must have been 100 odd people in there, and I mean, we sold out of EPs that night. Everyone got involved with the songs, and it made us feel like a legitimate band rather than playing to the sound guy and the promoter who doesn't even want to be there. So I'd definitely say Freak Fest.
Poor old incidents.
Yeah, man, poor old incidents.
Do you guys have any pre-gig kind of rituals that you do? Anything interesting?
Well, we tend to try and write a set list.
Yeah,
I think
that's
at the gig.
Yeah, it's normally panicked either in the car on the way there, at Vince's while we're loading into the car. We're like, oh god, set list.
Or at the bar the other night.
Yeah,
I think our worst to date was Ilson, wherever it was with Grand Ultra. We ended up writing it, I think, in eyeliner.
Yeah, we used eyeliner and the back of something. It wasn't even paper at that point. No, then we found it was like I used the back of a drinks mat, I think, and then you guys got paper, and it was like, oh god, jeez, what are we doing? But no,
it was pretty much unreadable by the time we got used.
I don't think we could be one of those bands that goes up onto stage and decides at the time what plays it.
We've done that once. We threw Bermuda in when we played at the Viper Rooms in Sheffield, and
That's
I was like, let's play Bermuda, and then you were kind of like, wait, what? Why are we playing? It doesn't say that on the set list, and it all kind of briefly fell apart before we remembered what we were doing. But
it seems that every time there seems to be some kind of on-stage discussion about, I think this is Mercy Killer. Is that right?
Because James is writing.
I can't read my own handwriting, so
it's like somebody just sneezed spaghetti hoops onto a piece of paper.
That's pretty accurate.
It's definitely accurate.
And then spiders have been eating it.
But I mean, I think other than the set list rush, most pre-gig rituals just involve being stressed because it's all fun and games until like we can't find something or like I think for me and Chris, I think our pre-game ritual shouting abuse at Joe anyway. It's really vitriolic and feels nice.
I tend to forego vocal warm-ups in
beer.
Yeah, for beer.
So I forego vocal warm-ups because we don't get time.
No.
Like my vocal warm-ups are we'll listen to Cher in the car and sing along.
Standing in the corner of a dingy pub going la 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 would be rubbish.
It would be a glam band.
Love glam.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Speaking of beer, where do you guys stand on drunk shows? Have you ever played a show while you've been drunk, or do you avoid it?
Oh yeah.
Every show I've played, I've been stone cold sober because I do all the driving.
I played a couple, like Halloween not this year, last year. I was dangerously close to being able to play properly.
Buzzing a bit at the moment, I think.
I was dangerously close. Because I looked at the bass sometimes, I was like,
it's not straight
anymore. I was like, I'm pleased there are dots on the fretboard because I wouldn't know where my fingers are otherwise.
No, I mean, being the guy who doesn't drive currently and being the drummer and
having to deal with
this wall of hardware between me and the audience and yeah, you. I've played a couple.
But you're always fine.
Yeah.
Ish. No, you're always fine. No, it just tends to be kind of.
I'll stab you in the neck.
Thank you so much. It's I wish I could because it's social lubricant for a bit of banter with the crowd, but I don't get to, so I just have to get caffeine special and
we'll get roadies.
Caffeine special.
Yeah. Go brain wrong on caffeine.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
What's next for the band?
Ooh, let me think.
We're finishing the album for one. And
Yeah,
I think Chris has some views on that.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for the second album because I think now we've got the three of us in a room together and we're writing some new material and stuff. I think we're kind of moving away from maybe what we started off with. I think much as it's been really successful, a lot of the process has been Jim sat guitars, and I just want to kind of change the paradigm of how we write it and maybe go from the last one we did. We went from a bass start and built around that, and I think this just produces different kinds of sounds. So maybe some of this is going to be making it onto the album, and then plus we've got better production at our fingertips.
Yeah.
We're in Electric Mayhem Studios in Nottingham.
Which makes it cool. It's so cool.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
And I think we're thinking gang vocals, lots of harmonies, overdubs.
Rather than go. I mean, the first album was a drum machine, me, a bit of him, me. This one's going to be
not to degrade it.
No, I mean it's a bedroom sounding album. It does sound like it was made in a bedroom.
But people are still surprised when you
the production quality is quite good on it though.
Yeah, but I mean
I've had people compliment me on the drums, which feels good, but also really kind of fraudulent.
Yeah, but I mean I think now we've got the option to make this big, just a real album, and then once that's out, we're hopefully going to get some touring done, do these festivals next summer, and hopefully just grow. I mean, next year already is just huge for us, and let's hope 2013's the year of the Angry Seed, and probably looking for a new bass player once I've finally lost my wick with him. But
Aww.
I think we're all becoming sort of better musicians as well. I am certainly, because I couldn't have got much worse, to be fair.
So, I mean, that's the thing. We started the band, and Joe, you weren't really a bassist, were you?
Well, I had been playing a bass, but it was in. The reason I started is because some of my friends came up to me and went, "We're in a band and we need a bassist. Here's my ex-girlfriend's bass. Do you fancy it?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay then." So I learned to play some punk covers in 4 weeks, and then played to about 150 people at a village festival, and then the band.
It's rock and roll. That's village festivals.
Yeah, and then we played at a birthday party. That was our second gig.
What are we doing?
And not even like a birthday. It was our guitarist's girlfriend birthday party, So
it wasn't like commissioned.
It wasn't commissioned. It was just we're going to do this for free and then get drunk and sleep in tents in the garden.
That is
rock and roll.
The way forward.
And
the high life.
Then after that, we, all got separated. Jamie moved away, and we. So then it was just in my room for a year, and I would occasionally pick it up and learn to play a song off the internet, and then put it back, and then James was like,
are incredibly hard to find now.
James was like, I need a bassist, and I was like, I have a bass, and he was like, cool.
Yeah, well, that was what
I just have this picture of him like cowering in a gutter. I need a bassist, somebody please.
That was the point when I was going to play bass in the band. There's a whole other story there.
Yeah, we'll leave that.
Yeah, but then I mean he's gone from like an amateur bass player to a bass player. He was always an incredible drummer, and I've always been with James.
You've been a good guitarist.
Good.
Okay, great.
There we go.
Good is such a strong
It's
word.
your birthday.
But yeah, I think it's just.
Oh yeah, it is his birthday, by the way.
Technically, yesterday was. But
yesterday.
I'm 21, so the next week is my birthday.
This is the party day.
But yeah, I think we've just gone from kind of like we're just. It's going to be a case of constant evolution from here. Hopefully, playing further afield, playing to new people, playing to people who want to hear us rather than a pre-drinking in whatever pub it is, and hopefully just
pre-drinking.
Yeah, not pre-drinking.
not being.
Yeah, I remember that. Just hopefully reaching a bigger fan base, and I mean, we do it for fun, really. But I think if the option does come where we get to the point where people actually dig us, and I can turn this into a career,
I think people dig us.
Yeah, we're dashing, handsome rogues who know how to play music. So who couldn't like that?
It's the musician thing.
Yeah, I wish that worked. It did when I was like 14, not now.
You just didn't push it, did you?
Oh no, when I learned to play guitar. This dawned on me on the drive over to Nottingham earlier. Pretty much to the day, I've been playing guitar for a decade now. And when I was a kid, I was the kid who played guitar. So I used to just be like, I play guitar. I'm cool. And it works. And then these days, I play guitar like everyone else does, but I lock myself away for 6 years.
So does that guy.
But no, I think hopefully just get big. And
I think a lot of Warcraft happened in this room, didn't it?
More than I'd like to admit. More than I do. I lost
Nothing
years.
to be ashamed of.
That's everything to be ashamed of.
You say that.
But no, I think just hopefully 2013 is going to spell some big things, and
it would be nice.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited.
If Macamina goes down, well, I mean, that's...
Who knows?
We
might end up splitting up afterwards, just because we know that's the peak of everything.
Plot twist.
It's sort of like, well, that was a great festival.
Bye.
But no, we'll see, and for all we know, this time next year we'll be sat here talking about album number 3 and how it's being released on EMI.
Cubans,
Yeah, okay, not sat here, sat in Cuba. Because Joe's been arrested for
we'll
drug
fly
charges.
you out to interview us in Cuba.
Yeah, he's just behind the fence in Guantanamo.
What
terrible crime would possibly put me in Guantanamo?
We'll find out.
Crimes against music.
Told you, plot twist.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, so, yeah.
Oh dear.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
No
Cheers.
Pleasure.